So, und hier bin ich. Heute ist der 2.5.2020. Es ist 18:41 Uhr. Today's date is the 2nd/5th, 2020. And it's now 6:40 p.m. And you know what happened? You know, I've been on a forum site, you know, and this woman there who's also had Lyme disease and Morgellons has been healed. Like she's had Lyme disease for 2 years. I've got Lyme disease since 7 years, and she went to a alternative practitioner. You know, it took her about 8 months to get rid of Lyme disease. You know, so she did the same thing like happened to me. You know, going from doctor to doctor to doctor and being called delusional, all this kind of BS. You know, eventually, you know, a friend of hers helped her. You know, and she went to this alternative practitioner. It cost a little bit more than normally, and yes, it took her 8 months, and she got lots of different kind of homeopathic remedies that she took in like for 8 months, and there's some capsules she took 2 days, the other ones she took like 5 days, and so on, you know, and she even mentioned in this forum what kind of remedies they were, like homeopathical globalies, like those you know globalies, the little round white things. And yes, she's got only minimum of itchiness, which may be Morgellons. But I read today that those itchiness that you may get may not be necessarily Morgellons. They may be there because I've scraped them out so many times already, but it may be because you have some kind of bacteria on your skin that's supposed to be there but is not there. So there's another bacteria who is playing this game with you, you know. So and these alternative practitioners, they know about this, and I found one about a week ago almost, and I'm going to visit her in about a week's time about these things. You know, I'm not gonna tell her about Morgellons because they're even doctors, practitioners, like alternative practitioners. There was one I told something about it, like links to my videos, and suddenly he didn't wanna communicate with me any longer. You know, what is his problem? Because he doesn't know anything about Morgellons. So what? Learn it. You know. So, anyways, this woman told me that alternatively to get, you know, have these bacteria like I have probably on my back of the head, I've been using or trying to use these HO, what's it called here? Show it to you. That bottle there. It's HO, has a long name. And I've bought it for about $30, €30 from my the first practitioner that I have there. And at the beginning, well, she sent me some same stuff allegedly, and I didn't have any problems with it. Spraying it in the bag, it was no problem. You know, it's a natural remedy on a natural basis, based on natural stuff like plants and so on, and you might even put it in your mouth and nothing's gonna happen, allegedly. So this little bottle that she sent me there's this little bottle here, it's one of them. I had no problems with it, so eventually it was empty, so I ordered this large bottle, 100 milliliters for €30. At the beginning there was no problem either, and then after a while, after scraping out my stuff, you know, it started to burn. So that's not a good thing. So eventually, you know, she must have watched my videos, and I mentioned that also. Then she sent me this other one here with DMSO. I've also bought one time, maybe a few years ago, DMSO, big bottle. And you have to mix it with some other stuff. You know, it's very interesting, you know, that little thing, that liquid in there, that's called the DMSO. You put it, let's say, in a glass, and then put some water in it, like 6 to 4 or whatever. And then it starts to heat up. You know, it's an interesting chemical reaction. For about 1 or 2 minutes, it gets very hot, and then it cools off again. You know, it's very interesting. and it's also maybe used as a disinfectant against like bacteria and viruses and things like that. So that one had also the same problem, like as soon as I put it on, it started to burn, you know. So this user on this forum, she said many times, why don't you use peroxide? I said, right, I'm supposed to use peroxide. I know peroxide. We have there here in Germany something, a spray called, you know, like when you have clothing and it's dirty and so on, you spray it on and suddenly gets foamy white, you know, because there's also this chemical reaction. You put it on your skin and it starts to foam also, and it gets white spots, and you can't wash it off for 3-4 days and so on, unless you put Reiki on it, and it will disappear within, what, 20 minutes? Then, yes, and it starts to burn eventually, you know, when you put it on your skin, and it's like somebody's cutting yourself, you know, cutting you. So that's why I know peroxide, this stuff, you know. And this is also peroxide here. But this here is a solution peroxide, Wasserstoffperoxidlösung. It's a 3% peroxide solution, you know. Still a lot in it, you know, because, you know, actually I wanted to use it for something else one time. So she said, just do it, you know, just, you know, it's going to get rid of bacteria and so on, you know. So before, well, yeah, she was also using that, and her mother was using that when she had some open legs and something like that, because probably maybe diabetes and so on like that, you know, and put on the wounds. So since I've got bad experiences with this stuff, I put it a little bit on a gauze, you know, put some on a gauze, and then carefully I put it on my wounds in the back. First of all, I put it on the side here, because there's a fresh one that I ripped out a little bit. And then here, there's also, last night, an open wound here. If you can see it, I don't know. Here it started to burn a little bit. Yes, this was a strange burn. It was like an itch burn, like, come on and scrape me out, you know, something like that, you know. Because it started to itch again, you know, and I'm sick and tired of this, you know, scraping it out. So as soon as it started to burn here a little bit, I said, oh my God, you know. So quickly, I took that, like, what's it called, washing cloth, put it there, just in case, you know. This is like a 911 reaction for me, you know. And as soon, if this would start to burn like these other guys did, that's supposed to be like natural remedies. I don't know what they put in there, you know. And it started to burn like crazy, you know. I've read this before. The other side here. Oh, there's this. It's an energized stabilization. It's a pure something of it inside of it. So I don't know what it is, a pure inside of it. So after I put I said this, and then carefully putting it on the back of my head, which were still some wounds are there and some dry what's it called, skin. Like, this is no more skin. This is more like crispy crunch, something like that. You know, you can break it off. So very careful. I was doing this, and then you know what? I didn't feel a thing. The question is, how long will this take? How long may I use this peroxide, only 3%, until this reaction will be the same like the ones up there? So I'm going to use this for a while now because it works, you know. It started to itch today already, and I scraped out here a nice little piece of fragment of crust, and also here my wounds of this Staphylococcus aureus. It's Lyme disease here. That is getting those blisters there, and also where I get my Morgellons there. So here also last night I've been crunching it open, yeah, the ring finger. And here also some last night, I did this last night here. Das habe ich auch letzte Nacht gemacht. So, so there we have it. This peroxide seems to work. 3% solution with no water, no nothing. That's the way it is. Put it on, you know. Wow. She's going to be happy about it. And me too, because wow, it's supposed to kill bacteria and whatever. So whenever it starts to itch, I'm going to do something about it, you know. And eventually with this alternative practitioner that I'm going to go to in about a week, there's also, she does something like that, to work with bacteria that specific bacteria that you don't have on your skin that may cause rashes probably and itches, and these bacteria, you know, she will check it out and so on, and give you eventually this kind of bacteria or infusion or whatever, you know, IV unit, whatever, you know, to get this stop this itchiness, you know, because all those 11 dermatologists that I've been to, they know shit, you know what I mean? Okay, that's it for now, and now I'm going to translate this in German. Okay, do my Borg assimilation laser show now.